Hello everyone, welcome to CBS Institute, welcome to current affairs session. In this video, we will be discussing some of the recent important current affairs. These are very important from the point of view of all the upcoming exams. Watch the video completely and prepare your own notes. Now let us begin our session with the first one. See, Reserve Bank of India always comes into news, okay, with one news or the other. See, again it has come into news with a very important news. This is very important from upcoming exams point of view, okay. See, before discussing the issue, now let us discuss some of the important points with respect to Reserve Bank of India. These points have already been discussed in our previous videos as well, okay. See, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, okay, earlier, before the establishment of this regulator, earlier there were banks, but there was no regulation. There was no regulation on the banking system. Okay. See, in order to regulate the banking system, okay, so the government of the day in the year 1930s, okay, set up a committee or commission. This was called Royal Commission. The chief of the commission was Hilton Young. So this commission is also known as Hilton Young Commission. Okay. See, Hilton Young Commission said that there should be a regulator, there should be a prominent bank in India. The main objective of this bank must not be profit, but the main objective of this bank must be regulation of the banking industry. Okay. So, on the recommendations of Royal Commission or Hilton Young Commission, Reserve Bank of India was established in the year 1935. Okay, 1935. But it was established on 1st April 1935. But before this, Reserve Bank of India Act was enacted. Okay, the RBI Act 1934. Okay, so for the establishment of Reserve Bank of India Act, okay, so there are some rules in the Act, okay, how Reserve Bank of India has to function, okay, all the rules had been laid down in the Act, okay. So according to the rules of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, RBI was established on 1st April 1935, okay. See, at the beginning, meaning that at the time of establishment, Reserve Bank of India was not completely government bank, okay, even the private hands were also involved in it, okay. See, Reserve Bank of India was nationalized in the year 1949. This is 1st January 1949. 1st January 1949. Nationalization means government is taking the control over the bank, okay. Government is completely taking the control, okay. See here, Reserve Bank of India was nationalized on 1st January 1949. It was established on April 1st 1935. RBI Act was enacted in the year 1934. So RBI Act 1934. Okay. So the main objective of Reserve Bank of India, according to Royal Commission, was to regulate the banking industry, to put the banking industry in a proper way. Okay. So Reserve Bank of India, okay, here Banking Regulation Act, that is BR Act was enacted in the year 1939. See, this act gave powers to Reserve Bank of India to regulate the banking industry, okay, to regulate the banking industry. See, you have to keep it all the points in mind. There could be a question on the recommendations of which of the following commissions RBI was established, okay, irrespective of the exam, okay, either it is SSC or banking or any other exam, you can see questions associated with RBI, okay. So RBI was established on the recommendations of Royal Commission. This is also known as Hilton Young Commission, okay. RBI Act 1934, okay. Banking Regulation Act 1949. RBI was established on 1st April 1935, okay. So RBI was nationalized on 1st January 1949, okay. See, here two acts came into news. One is Reserve Bank of India Act, RBI Act 1934, Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, 1949. See here, there are some rules in RBI. Okay, RBI, in RBI Act 1934. So these rules provide for the proper functioning. Okay, how to function RBI internally. Okay, so these rules must be followed. Okay, these rules must be followed. See, Banking Regulation Act, this act also contains rules, okay, provisions. So this act, Banking Regulation Act 1949, gives powers to RBI to regulate the banking industry. Okay, to regulate the banking industry. So who gave powers to RBI to regulate banking industry? Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, see, rules of RBI Act, rules of Banking Regulation Act must be followed by RBI. Okay, so these rules must be followed by RBI while regulating the banking industry. While functioning internally, RBI Act 1934 provisions are to be followed. Okay, see, okay, RBI is following. Okay, see here, whether RBI is following all the rules properly, okay, more effectively or not, okay, was the question. Okay, whether RBI is following, okay, or was following all the provisions of these acts, okay, was the question. So in order to review this, okay, whether RBI was following, okay, see, Reserve Bank of India in the year 1999, okay, in the year 1999, April 1st to 1999, formed an authority, okay, see, authority was known as Regulations Review Authority. This is important, Regulations Review Authority. So Regulations Review Authority was formed in the year April 1st to 1999. The duration of this authority was from April 1999 to 31st March 2000. Okay, 1 year. Okay, so this authority, Regulations Review Authority, had reviewed whether RBI had been following the rules of the RBI Act 1934, Banking Regulation Act 1949, okay, and it reviewed and said that RBI was following, okay, had been following more effectively. Okay, so now the duration of the authority ended in the year 2000. Okay, so Regulations Review Authority. See, Y.V. Reddy, the then Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of India, was the chief of this authority at that moment. Okay, later Y.V. Reddy became the Governor of Reserve Bank of India as well. Okay, now what is the issue? Why Reserve Bank of India has again come into news is Reserve Bank of India has formed another, okay, Regulations Review Authority. Regulations Review Authority. So here RRA was already formed in the year 1999. Okay, duration was up to 2000. That was for 1 year. Now also RBI formed another authority, same Regulations Review Authority. What is the main objective? Same objective, whether RBI again is following these rules or not. In order to review this, RBI has formed another RRA, but this time it is known as 2.0, RRA 2.0. Very important. Okay, question can be asked. Recently Reserve Bank of India has formed RRA 2.0. In RRA, where the entire acronym can be asked. What is RRA? Okay, Regulations Review Authority. Okay, R. What is R? What second R stands for? What A stands for? These types of questions can also be asked in our exam. Okay, see here, the chief of RRA 2.0 is M. Rajeshwar Rao. M. Rajeshwar Rao. M. Rajeshwar Rao. See, M. Rajeshwar Rao is the one of the deputy governors, current deputy governors of Reserve Bank of India. One of the deputy governors of Reserve Bank of India. This is also very, very important. What is the main objective of forming RRA? Whether RBI is following the provisions of these acts or not. Okay. See, M. Rajeshwar Rao is the chief of RRA 2.0. Okay. See, the RRA 2.0 duration, okay, duration is also, term is also 1 year from May 1st to 2021. Okay, May 1st to 2021, and this will be up to 1 year. Okay, next date up to 1 year. Okay, see, 1 year duration. Here 1 year means 30th April 2022. Okay, so this is also very important. If RBI extends the term of this RRA 2.0, okay, 2.0, then the new term will be valid. Okay, so with this issue, Reserve Bank of India has come into news. Okay, all the points discussed here are very, very important, since it has association with Reserve Bank of India, and this comes under the financial issues. Okay, financial awareness is very, very important. Okay, so recently we could see many questions associated with financial issues or appeared in our exams. Okay, see, all the points are important. You are suggested to note down all the important points. Okay, now let us take up the next one. See here, Heath Streak, former Zimbabwe cricket team captain. Okay, former Zimbabwe cricket team captain, and he also acted as the coach of the Zimbabwean cricket team. Okay, see, this person has come into news, this player has come into news because, see, when he was the coach of the Zimbabwean cricket team, he disclosed, okay, so he secretly passed the secret information of the team to the other persons, outsiders, for money. Okay, so he took money and he passed the secret information. Okay, so this will have serious implications. Okay, so what is the main objective behind disclosing the information? These are not at all important from exams point of view, but see, for disclosing the secret information to the outsiders, okay, it has been proven by International Cricket Council. Okay, International Cricket Council. See, International Cricket Council, see, disclosing the secret information is against to the ethics of the sport. Okay, ethics of the sport. So, for violating the codes of the sport, International Cricket Council has imposed ban for 8 years, has imposed ban on this cricketer Heath Streak for 8 years. Okay, for 8 years. So, from now onwards, he cannot participate in any events. Okay, he cannot act as coach of any team. Okay, so for 8 years, okay, the ban will be valid. Okay, see, International Cricket Council is the world cricketing body. Okay, this is headquartered at Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Okay, so Greg Barclay is the chief president, okay, chief of the, okay, he is the chairman actually, okay, chief of the International Cricket Council. How questions can be formed with respect to this issue? Okay, if the questions were to be raised in our exam, questions can be asked from different angles. Okay, if we have awareness on the issue, okay, we can attempt the question, okay, very easily. See, questions will be, recently ICC has banned, okay, Heath Streak for 8 years for disclosing the secret information for outsiders. Heath Streak is from which of the following countries? Could be a question. Zimbabwe. Okay, recently Zimbabwean former cricketer has been banned for 8 years for disclosing the secret information. What is his name? This could also be a question. Okay, ICC has banned Heath streak for how many years could also be a question. Okay, so ICC has come into news. ICC headquarters are located in which of the following countries could be a question. In which of the following cities of United Arab Emirates could also be a question. Okay, see who is the chief of ICC. So these questions, okay, have chances of being raised in our exams. Okay, so these are the important points with respect to this issue. Okay, now you are suggested to make notes out of this information. Okay, now let us take up the next one. See, in India, we all know the space agency is ISRO. ISRO launches the satellites. Okay, Indian Space Research Organization. Okay, Indian Space Research Organization. So ISRO is headquartered at Bengaluru, Karnataka, and K. Sivan is the chairman of ISRO. Okay, so this is our space agency, but in America, NASA is the space agency. Okay, American Space Agency, similar to ISRO in America. Okay, United States of America, the space agency is NASA. See, NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Okay, see here, this is headquartered at Washington DC. Washington DC, DC stands for District of Columbia. Okay, see here, the current chief is called administrator here. Chief here we call chairman. Here it is called administrator. Now Steve Zerkzik. Okay, Steve Zerkzik is the current administrator, actually temporary interim administrator. Okay, so earlier Jim Bridenstine was the administrator of NASA and he retired. Next, as a temporary administrator, Steve Zerkzik, okay, was appointed as the temporary interim administrator. Okay, and NASA, okay, so he is generally appointed by chief is appointed by President of the United States of America. Okay, so new chief has been appointed, Bill Nelson. Okay, so he is the 14th administrator of NASA. Okay, he is the 14th administrator of NASA. Okay, see, this is very important. A question can be asked, Bill Nelson has been appointed as the administrator of which of the following? Okay, NASA, or NASA's new administrator name is, okay, Bill Nelson. So all these points are very important with respect to our upcoming exams. Okay, now you have to note down all the important points here. Okay, now let us take up the next one. See, Citibank has come into news. In India, there are different types of banks. Okay, for example, public sector bank. Okay, PSB, public sector banks. See, if this is a bank, okay, see, if the ownership, if the investment is made by government, okay, at least 51%, okay, if the government holds at least 51% shareholding in the bank, then it is called government bank, that is called public sector bank. Okay, if shareholding is held by minimum 51%, okay, minimum 51% by private companies, private people, okay, any other people, then it is called private sector bank. Okay, so for example, private sector bank, ICICI, HDFC, okay, Karur Vysya Bank. See, PSBs, public sector banks, Canara Bank, State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank. Okay, see, there could be a question unexpectedly. Options will be given in our exam. Now identify the public sector, identify the private sector bank in India. Okay, for example, Punjab National Bank. Okay, see, for example, Union Bank of India, Canara Bank, okay, IndusInd Bank. See, unexpectedly these types of questions can also be asked. Okay, earlier in the past exams also these types of questions were raised. Now identify the, okay, identify the private sector bank in the given options. See, IndusInd Bank is private sector bank. Okay, so according to the options we have to go. Okay, See, another type of bank is foreign bank. Okay, foreign bank. See, foreign bank is the bank, okay, whose headquarters are located in another country. From India's point of view, I am telling, okay, from India's point of view, okay. See, if the bank's headquarters are located in another country and if it has branches in India, then it is called, okay, then it is called foreign bank, okay, then it is called foreign bank. See, Citibank is also, for example, Standard Chartered, okay. See, Citibank is also New York based bank, okay, New York, United States of America. Headquarters are located in New York, United States of America. So, from India's point of view, this becomes a foreign bank, okay. So, it has operations in India, okay. So, it has branches in India, up to 25 branches, okay, branches in India, okay. See, recently, okay, see, bank gives loans to different sectors, for example, infrastructure sectors, okay, okay. So, for example, vehicles, okay, housing loans, okay, there are different types of business for banks, okay. See, for example, if the bank issues credit cards, okay, credit cards, this is called personal loan, okay, this is personal loan, personal loans. See, recently the Citibank has announced that it is closing the, okay, it is exiting, it is going out of the consumer, okay, consumer business, okay, consumer business, okay, these are personal loans, for example, consumer business in India, okay. So, it is exiting the consumer business, okay. See, for example, this is a Citibank, several persons, these persons have taken personal loans, this is personal business, okay, personal loans, okay, credit cards, for example, okay. So, these are the consumer loans, these are the consumer loans. Now, Citibank has announced that we are closing, we are exiting this business, okay. Please remember, Citibank is not going out of India, but out of many businesses, okay, Citibank is closing consumer business in India, okay, Citibank is closing consumer business in India. Now, what about these persons, okay, accounts of these persons, and some persons have repaid some amount of money, okay, and some amount of money has to be repaid, okay, repaid, okay, has to be repaid yet, okay. And now, what about these persons, okay. Now, Citibank has announced that it will sell this business to another buyer, okay. For example, any other company, okay, any other bank will purchase this business, okay, will purchase this business, that is consumer business from Citibank, okay. See, for example, assume this situation, Bank X has bought the consumer business, okay, consumer business of Citibank. All the accounts, all the loans, okay, all the accounts, all the loans will be transferred to Bank X here, okay. For this, Bank X will pay some amount of money for purchasing this business, okay. So, please remember, Citibank is not going out of India, but it is closing the consumer business in India, okay. And apart from this, it is also, okay, it is also initiating similar measures from another 12 countries as well. Here means, okay, including India, there will be 13 countries, okay, from which Citibank is exiting, closing consumer business, okay. So, recently Citibank has announced that it would close consumer business in how many countries, could be a question, including India, 13 countries, okay. See, which of the following, okay, category of business has been closed by Citibank, this could also be a question. Which bank has closed, New York based bank has closed consumer business India, this could also be a question, okay. So, headquarters are located in New York. Gene Fraser is the global chief executive officer of Citibank. These are the important points with respect to this issue. Now, you have to make your own notes out of the information provided here, okay. Now, let us take up the next one. See, recently Piyush Goyal, Minister for Railways, and also Minister for Trade and Industry. Recently, he has launched an electronic platform for aqua farmers. Okay, aqua means water. Okay, for example, aquaculture is fish. Okay, so here recently he has launched a platform, electronic platform. Okay, see, technology is playing major role in every sphere of life. Okay, in each and every sphere of life. So we can expect questions associated with technology as well. Okay, see, for example, if a bank has launched a mobile application, okay, question can be asked associated with this issue as well. Okay, name of the application is given and which bank has launched this application could be a question in our exam. Okay, so we have to concentrate on technology, okay, related issues as well. See, for example, here it is a fisherman. Okay, fisherman. Here it is the buyer. Okay, buyer. Now this person wants to purchase fish, for example, okay, for rupees 100. Rupees 100. Now for the purchase of the fish, he is approaching person X here, okay, and he is paying rupees 100 to the person X. Okay, now here he is holding rupees 10 and he is giving rupees 90 to the person Y. Okay, 90 to the person Y. Now person Y also holding rupees 20 and remaining amount, okay, 70 rupees given to here fisherman. Okay, now fisherman giving fish to person Y, and then after this fish will go to the person X, this fish later go to the buyer. Okay, what is happening here? Middlemen. Okay, middlemen is also playing the role. Okay, so through the technology, if we connect buyer directly to the fisherman, okay, see, the amount whatever the rupees, okay, paid 100 will be directly go to the fisherman, eliminating the middleman. Okay, so for this, okay, Piyush Goyal, okay, Minister for Trade and Industry and also Railways, has launched, okay, an electronic platform called eSanta. This is important, eSanta. Okay, see here, eSanta stands for electronic solution, electronic solution for augmenting, electronic solution for augmenting NACSA farmers trade in aquaculture. Aquaculture. Okay, see here, eSanta stands for electronic solution for augmenting. Augmenting means developing. Okay, augmenting NACSA farmers. Okay, NACSA farmers trade. NACSA farmers business it is. NACSA farmers trade. Trade means business. Okay, but T stands for trade. Farmers trade in aquaculture. Okay, see, this acronym is very, very important. Okay, so economic and social issues are very, very important. Okay, so there can be a question associated with this issue as well. Okay, see, this is an electronic platform. Okay, now the buyer, okay, all the fishermen, okay, have access to this electronic platform, and they can, okay, they can quote the price of the fish, okay, price of the fish on this electronic platform. Okay, the buyer will approach the, okay, will approach this online platform and place order. Okay, and place order. So fish will be transported to the person at the quoted price. Okay, here what happens? Here middlemen will be eliminated completely. Okay, see here, solution for augmenting NACSA farmers trade in aquaculture. Okay, see, for the development of aquaculture, earlier National Center for Sustainable Aquaculture, okay, National Center for Sustainable Aquaculture was established. Okay, was established. So fishermen, okay, whoever the persons doing aquaculture are registered here. Okay, so whoever the farmers, okay, whoever the persons registered here are called Naxa farmers. Okay, so for these people, okay, this platform has been developed. Okay, see here there is another organization as well, Marine Products, okay, Export Development Authority, which works under the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Okay, Ministry of Trade and Industry. The main objective is of this organization is to uplift the, okay, life of the aqua farmers. Okay, so here Naxa, okay, Naxa is also extension of this one, okay, another organization for the aquaculture farmers. See how questions can be formed with respect to this issue. Recently, eSanta, okay, eSanta, an electronic platform has been launched by who among the following? Prime Minister of India, okay, or Minister for Trade and Industry. Okay, so there could be options, other options. Okay, so who among the following has launched it? Okay, Piyush Goyal. Recently, eSanta has been launched. In eSanta, okay, what S stands for, what T stands for, what N stands for. Okay, so these types of questions can also be asked in our exam. Okay, see all the points discussed here are very, very important for all the upcoming exams. Okay, now you have to note down all the important points here. Okay, with this I conclude today's session. Thank you for watching.